All right, now that we have our banner set up with our beautiful About Me banner, we need to add a title to this so that everybody knows what this web page is all about. So all we're going to do is over here in the Insert menu on the right-hand side, we are going to click on Text Box. And it's just going to automatically insert a text box right underneath our banner. And instead of using the normal text style, we want the largest, boldest style available in order to indicate that this is our title, the title of our website. So I'm going to choose title, which is the biggest one. I am going to center it, and I am going to call it Mr. Fish's Coding and Robotics Webfolio. And that's it. That's the title of our web page showing up right there on top underneath our banner. Now, of course, since this is our home page, we are going to have several buttons that are going to link to the things that we create throughout the semester. So we're going to have two buttons right underneath our title, and lo and behold, right over here in the contents block section, there's all sorts of different setups for different numbers of images or buttons that you're going to want. And we're going to grab the one right here that has two images in it. If you click on it, it's just going to insert perfectly aligned space for two images, two titles, and this is perfect. This is exactly what we need. Right now we're going to leave these grayer boxes blank. That's where we're going to be able to put in images later. All we really want to do is click where it says click to edit text, and we're going to add some headings for what these are eventually going to take us to. So the first one is going to be Game Lab. And the second one is going to be robotics. Okay, and these smaller click to edit texts, we don't even need to worry about that. We're just going to leave those exactly where they are. Now let's take a look at how this is going to look when we actually view it on the web. Remember, what we're working on right now is what is known as a draft. That means that we can continue working on this and looking at it and playing around and tinkering with it until it's exactly right. People out on the web cannot see this right now, okay? And one of the things that you might notice is that my image right over here is cut off. Well, that's because we're in editing mode and it can't fit everything in there. So it's good to double check, take a look at the preview, and make sure it's actually fitting everything onto the page. And the preview button is right up here. It looks like a laptop sitting next to a phone. If I click on it, it's going to take us into large screen mode. So this would be a general computer or laptop. You can see that my entire banner is there and exists. So that's great. You see our two empty boxes for our pictures. They're both labeled Game Lab and Robotics. Now if I choose, for example, to look at this on the phone screen, which I can right here, it shrinks it down to the size of a phone. And we've got our two buttons. But there is something that I don't like. If you notice, in this case, it focused in on the very center of my banner instead of putting it on the left where my name and my picture is. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. First thing I'm going to do is exit out of my preview by clicking the X button. Here back in the editing screen, I'm going to hover over my banner, and in the lower right hand corner here, I'm going to click on the Anchor Image button. And you can see that right now the center of the image is where it's going to focus in or anchor to. Instead, we want it to anchor over here on the left hand side. So I'm going to click on the left arrow. All right, that's going to be my anchor point. You can see that it shifted over a little bit in our editing view. That doesn't really matter. But now I'm going to go back to my preview, and you'll see that on the phone, now it's going to focus in on the left-hand side where my image and my name are, which is really where I like it better. Then if I go back to the large screen, everything is now showing up just like I like it. So whenever you are ready, you can go ahead and move on to the next section. Great job.